Everyone, this is Ilma and I'm your moderator for the day. And I warmly welcome all of you to this exciting and power-packed webinar on National Talent Search, the Winner's Playbook, hosted by the Central India Regional Council of ICI and CICASA. Today is just not another event. It's a moment of pride for all of us at CIRC as we celebrate the excellence, dedication, and the spirit of winning. We are thrilled to be joined by the students who didn't just participate but triumphed at the ICI National Talent Search 2025. And they did it representing our very own CIRC. Let's give them a huge virtual round of applause. Come on, everyone. You can flood the chat box with those encouraging emojis. Before we dive into the session, let me extend a heartfelt welcome to the dignitaries who made today possible. C.A. Dhaval Kothari, Chairman CICASA CIRC of ICI. C.A. Ankur Kumar Gupta, Chairman CIRC of ICI. Now, we thank you, sir, for your constant support in empowering students and providing platforms like these. Let me proudly introduce our star speakers, the National Talent Search 2025 winners, and the role models to every CS student striving to go beyond academics. First of all, we have with us Ms. Khushi Kapoor, a CA final student who rose to become the national debate champion of ICI with her sharp arguments and fearless delivery. With this victory, she also created history, becoming the first from the Varanasi branch to bring the national trophy home. To keep her passions and expression alive, she's also a content creator, inspiring fellow CA students to step outside their cubicles and build meaningful connections. She currently serves as the committee member at CICASA CIRC, working for the welfare of our students in our region. From badminton to swimming, from dancing to acting, she has always embraced the spotlight. And today she's here to share with us the spark that fuels her ever-growing potential. Next, we have Mr. Advaita Gupta, winner of the
Ilma, chairman साहब आ चुके हैं.
Chairman sir is here. Welcome, Sir Ankur Gupta, sir. From behalf of all the CICASA students, we would like you to say a few words. Will you be able to, or we can continue?
Thank you, ma'am. बस मैं तो यही आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि आने वाले जो एनटीएस हैं उसको मैक्सिमम लोगों तक पहुंचाओ, मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट तक, जिससे क्या है कि मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट उसमें पार्टिसिपेशन करे और अपनी जो एक कला है उसको बाहर निकालें. मौका दिया है इंस्टीट्यूट ने कि उसको आप सबके सामने प्रेजेंट करें और सब नेटवर्किंग में रहें. और आने वाले जो सितंबर है, अभी 1-2 तारीख से रिजल्ट भी एग्जाम भी आ रहे हैं, तो उसके लिए सबको बेस्ट ऑफ लक. जिन बच्चों का एग्जाम है, एग्जाम के बाद में ही ब्रांचेस से रिक्वेस्ट है कि वो एग्जाम के बाद में ही ये प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज करें सब जने, जिससे मैक्सिमम टू मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट तक उसमें पार्टिसिपेशन कर पाए. बस मैं इतना ही बोलूंगा. बेस्ट ऑफ लक. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Chairman sir.
Thank you, Chairman sir. Your words are always inspiring for all of us. Moving on to our next speaker, Mr. Advaita Gupta. Who cleared all levels of CA examination in first attempt via self-study. Further, he is also a published poet for his book titled From Thoughts to Poetry, and passionately follows his hobby of singing as a song cover artist on Instagram. He is currently a consultant in tax and regulatory services at Ernst & Young LLP. For our last speaker, we have Mr. Shyam Singhal, winner of the Pitch Deck competition, a CA aspirant with a passion for leadership and innovation. He was the winner of the NTS national level pitch deck competition and has proudly represented the Raipur branch at the regional level 7 times. Shyam was also an active member of CICASA Raipur, where he contributed significantly at the branch success, helping it to earn the national and regional Best CICASA Branch Award for Excellence. Today, he will share his journey towards the NTS Nationals. Please join me and everyone here to welcome Shyam and other speakers. Each one of them has walked a different path to this stage. And watching them rise as a friend and a fellow CA student reminds me, and I hope it reminds all of us, that this is possible, that the stage isn't far, and if we keep showing up. Now, let's get straight to what we are here all for, learning from the best. I'll begin with some questions for our speakers, and I'm sure they will inspire everyone listening. Before we dive into the specifics of the competition, we'll begin with something broader, something more personal. So, first of all, question is for everyone, and we can have the winners answer one by one. First question would be, like, guys, with so much already on your plate, with studies, with office, why did you choose NTS? And looking back, did it actually help you? Whether in confidence, growth, or learning in your professional life, how did it help you? Kushi, would you please answer us first? Kushi, are you there? Let's wait for Kushi to join in. Until then, we can ask Advaita. Advaita?
Hi.
Hi.
Right. So my perspective and journey towards participating for the National Talent Search was a bit different as compared to most CA finalists. I had already appeared for my CA final examinations in May 2025, and I was in the final leg of my articleship. And the public speaking has been something which I have always had a knack for since my very school days, and I was looking for an opportunity to hone my skill yet again. And the National Talent Search could not have come at a better time for me, hence. And so it just so happened that I was initially not very keen to participate. The reason being that I had made some weekend plans, and I was like, yeah, I have to disturb my weekend plans for this competition now. But I anyway went for it when a couple of my colleagues really insisted, and I went with a half-hearted preparation because I was not really sure what am I supposed to, like, how am I supposed to approach the competition. But as fate may have it, I qualified at the branch level, and after that, there was no looking back. I really prepared myself for the regional and the national levels subsequently. But basically, I was looking for something to break the monotony because, as you said, there was a lot on my plate. I had just appeared for my examinations. There was the anticipation of the CA final results coming up, and I was actively preparing and applying for placements as well. So that was another reason why I was like, it might term as a hindrance in what I'm looking forward to, but I was completely wrong in that regard. I could not have been more grateful for this competition as well as the timing of it, because I always believe there are certain active and passive benefits that you get from participating in competitions. The active, obviously, being if you win, you get the validation, the recognition for your efforts, for your skills, and for your performance. The indirect benefit, obviously, being the networks that you made, the connections that you build, and how you, for your skills, for who you are, beyond being a student, get recognized for. So that is something which I actually urge everyone who is somewhat in self-doubt or is somewhat considering whether it's worth it to participate in NTS or not. Go ahead. I will say something which Dhaval sir had said during the Dhanbad regionals, that जीत के तो एक ही दो जाएंगे पर सीख के सब जाएंगे. So aim for it. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you so much, Advaita. I actually took inspiration from your words. Moving on, we can ask Sham, what about his journey? How did he come to it? Sham, are you there?
Hello, thank you, Ilma.
Hi.
I completely agree with Advika what he said that participate सब लोग करते हैं, जीत के कोई एक ही जाता है लेकिन सीख के सब जाते हैं. तो मैंने I heard this about the NTS from my friend last year, and I participated just for an experience of going out and networking with my fellow CA students throughout our country, and it leads here in improving myself in public speaking and going to the nationals and winning it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sham. True. It actually gives us all something to look forward to, right? Kushi, are you there now?
I'm here. Okay, I had a little problem with my mic.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting question, Elma. Actually, I think it has popped up in the minds of every CA student before participating in NTS. That am I compromising on my studies? Yeah, office say, should I take leaves or not? I think that's something that's very universal. For me, when I came across NTS, I was already a CA finalist and I was already doing my articleship. And I'll be honest, the journey in the first 2 years was very suffocating. Like I felt stuck at my study table studying for longer hours. And then I was told that when I would join articleship, I would make new connections and not feel that way. But I just felt that the new place for me to be being stuck was the cubicle of my office. And when NTS came around, I felt okay, I should compromise a little on my studies and go for it. मतलब क्या पता, I would make some new connections. And from winning the branch level to presenting my branch at regionals for the first time, in those 3 weeks, I made so many connections, जो कि पिछले 3 साल में I did not make. And NTS is a part of this journey where you realize कि it's so much more. You're not just a roll number. You're so much more than that. And it does not matter अगर तुम टॉप कर रहे हो या नहीं कर रहे हो, सारे एग्जाम्स फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में क्लियर कर रहे हो या नहीं कर रहे हो. If you have any skill apart from studying, you can actually present yourself in that way. And it does not matter you win or not. Many students come up and ask me, juniors पूछते हैं कि if I know I won't be able to win at regionals or I know I will not be able to win at nationals, should I still go for it? And I think you should, because जो भी participate किया ना, if you would ask from them, each time you represent at regionals, you walk away with something, you walk away with a better and bolder version of yourself. And when in 5 to 10 years, when you would be presenting in a board meeting or maybe interacting with a client, you would realize that the confidence that you're having has come from the one time that you participated in NTS. So yes, I do feel that it actually adds up to your whole personality. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kushi. And actually, yes. NTS, even as a student myself participating in NTS, I felt the difference in every NTS that I participated after my first one. So yes, everyone should go along with it, definitely. I had another question for you all. Like, what's that one real practical suggestion that you would give to students who are listening to you today to excel in NTS? Not the perfect answer, but an honest one, like from your own perspective. We can again start with you, Khushi, since you're on the screen.
Yeah. See, that's again a very interesting question, because NTS has so many events under it. Okay. Many people are aware with elocution and essay writing, but they are not aware of more events. We do have chess. There's one which has been recently introduced for the first time. It's going to happen in the next few days. Musical instruments NTS. And one suggestion that I would give to all is pick your niche correctly. First NTS in which I participated was essay writing. And I did win at the branch level, but when I went for regionals, I lost. And I was very heartbroken because I felt, okay, I do write good. But I realized that the students who were there in my competition had a very good handwriting, okay. And the people who are judging have 60 participants in front of them to judge in like 2 to 3 hours. So handwriting plays a very big role. And then I participated in elocution. I went for the regionals. And there I met Ilma as well, our moderator. I realized that I lost in elocution because I tend to speak a little boldly on stage. And elocution required a lot of voice modulation. I'm sure Advait would emphasize on that. So I realized that I'm not a calm speaker and okay, I should not participate now in elocution. I did participate in PPT at my branch level. I did win, but I did not go for the regions because I had realized by that time that okay, PPT requires soft skills as well. How you create your PowerPoint presentation with transitions and whatever. And then I participated in debate and I realized, okay, this one is meant for me. This is something that I am actually good at and it would add up to me. I'm not saying don't participate in other events, but if you're looking for excelling, if you actually want to win, you need to pick your niche very carefully. We have so many events under it. I think that's a suggestion that I would give.
Thank you, Khushi. Actually, a good suggestion. Sham, what suggestion would you give to our fellow students over here?
I will tell that don't try to be perfect. Just be different. Judge will remember you if you bring your own style, not by giving the textbook answer. So in every NTS regionals, we try a new, like Khushi said, that she chose the debate. And I will say that सब चीज में पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहिए. सारे हर प्रकार के कंपटीशन एक्सपीरियंस करने चाहिए. अब तो आईसीआई का ये रूल आ गया है कि अपन एक अनाउंसमेंट में एक ही कंपटीशन अपन चूज कर सकते हैं, उसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं. तो अपने को उन जितने बार भी 4 बार, एक साल में 4 बार अगर एनटीएस हो रहे हैं, तो मेरा मानना ये है कि अपने को हर बार किसी नए कंपटीशन में जाके देखना चाहिए और एक्सपीरियंस करना चाहिए. और रीजनल में जाने के बाद ज्यादा मतलब परफेक्शन पे ध्यान ना देके अपनी यूनिकनेस पे ध्यान देना चाहिए.
We have a contrasting opinion here, but something again to look forward to and take inspiration, take learning from. Thank you so much, Shyam. And Advait, what would you say?
Hi, I would actually pick up something from both what Khushi has mentioned about picking your niche and
Mhm.
Shyam mentioning about the need to participate, whatever comes your way. So, as far as picking your niche is concerned, I also believe that if you are going in for a competition, it's important that you play with your strengths. So, it's very important that based on whatever competitions are being organized by the BOS, you very wisely contemplate what works for you, what can work for you, go through the participation guidelines and pick accordingly. At the same time, I do agree with Sham as well that if you're just there for the experience of it, or if you're just there to break the monotony, then go ahead, just participate. You will learn a thing or two. There's no harm in it. It's a win-win situation if you participate in the National Talent Search. Is the basic crux here, because and don't take the competition very personally. Just prepare, go for it. The odds of you qualifying at each level to finally winning the competition are some 0.12%. So the odds are against you. So don't take the competition personally. Just go there to enjoy, connect, learn, and contemplate. So yeah, that's about it.
Advaita said that the odds are against us, but as CS students, I think we are way too used to the term and
Yeah,
to challenge
we
that. So we all
CA
should be.
students are quite prepared for it as well. So uh,
Yeah,
nothing new for us.
exactly. This is nothing new for us. So go for it. Odds are less. Go. Give your next attempt. Do your best. Thank you so much, all of you, for all that reflection. Each journey, I believe, is different in both of yours, all three of your cases. But I guess what connects all three of you is the intention, the effort, and the humility. Wonderful humility. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be able to. Anyways, let's shift the gears a bit and dig into the competitions themselves, the choices that you made, the challenges that you faced, and what it really takes to stand out in a crowd. So, Khushi, as you said, after winning the NTS, one thing that you said was like you give the credit to your inner behasing skills for winning the debate. But debate isn't just about arguing, right? It's also about the conviction. What actually happens when you're mid debate and suddenly the opposing side starts to say something that actually makes sense? Like, do you acknowledge it, or do you keep defending your stance, or do you even start to question yourself? How do you go through with it?
Thanks for the question, Ilma. I think the anecdote, my inner behaving skills have been taken up from my Instagram post. Okay, so that's something I use because I was quite known for talking back a little when I was a teenager, I guess, because I participated in a lot of MUNs. You know it, it actually triggers something in you to actually question everything that's coming in your way. And I think one quality about being a good debater is acknowledging the other person's points. If you're choosing a topic to debate, उसमें for and against both points would always be valid. If a topic is brought up for debate, तो दोनों points की strengths और weaknesses होंगी. You will never see कि एक topic है जिसमें सिर्फ एक side of the story is true. हमेशा balance रहेगा. And you have to start by acknowledging the other person's points. I've seen some debates in this nationals as well, जहाँ पे one person was speaking their own points and the other was retaliating with the points of their own. Nobody was responding to the points raised by their opponents. And I think for me, that's where you lose a debate. If you're not acknowledging the other person's points, it makes you a bad debater. That's what I believe. You need to acknowledge it, but actually respond in a way that, okay, I hear you, but you have to retaliate with a fact. I try to keep my debates fact based mostly, because when you are speaking with emotion, okay, you would get the crowd to connect, but when you are speaking with facts, I don't think the other person would be able to downplay a point at all times. And yes, it does happen with me when other person is making a point and I'm like, okay, she's actually right. She's actually speaking a good point. But again, you have to acknowledge it and move on. When you're preparing for it, you have to prepare for both the sides. One thing that I do is I prepare for the opponent side as well. So that almost keeps me up to date, because it's only 4 minutes that you get for the rebuttal round. So you kind of actually prepare in advance what the other person might say. This is something which I like to do. And of course, you need to acknowledge the other person's points. Otherwise, the debate would have no point.
So basically, what you're saying is we need to accept that the other person can be right too. We are not the boss of everything. And we need to take their points into consideration and try to find a balance and
Factual answer.
and like base our points to the facts. Good one, actually. Khushi, next question to you, I would actually ask, like, how do you handle a fellow debater who tries to empower the discussion by shouting or not letting you speak, not giving you a chance to say anything? How would you handle that?
I know it very well. Where is it coming from? This is something which happened at the national stage as well. I think Sham and Advait were the live viewers of it. See, what happens in a debate is sometimes when you feel that the other person is taking over the conversation, you tend to get a little aggressive. That's a very normal reaction, I think, from the human side. But again, when you are at such a big stage, you cannot afford to shout at your opponent. You cannot afford to shout in front of such an elite crowd. And that's what happened with my opponent over there. I feel that there are 2, 3 ways to handle it. The first is to let her just complete if you have that much time, and then just go on with your conversation. You should never react the same. You should never shout at her back, otherwise, there won't be any difference. What I actually did at this point was I actually confronted her and just said it very subtly that raising your voice won't improve your point. That's how I like to respond to any person who's trying to shout in a debate. But yeah, you could then answer factually. That would also make a very good impact, because the audience would know it that you're not trying to shout to make yourself hear. That's about it.
So the gist would be that we are not supposed to drag ourselves down to that level and try to maintain our dignity and hear the other person out too. Makes sense. I will try. Let's see if it works. Quite difficult to do, actually. One last question to you, Khushi. After that, I'll let you be. My last question is, like, what happens during rebuttal is we are all pumped up with all the energy ready to counter the points, and right after the rebuttal is the judges round, where suddenly you have to bring down your energy and you have to act like you're the most innocent and sweet spoken person. So how do you handle that switch, that pulsing with passion, and suddenly you have to be quiet and understanding towards the judges? How do you handle that switch?
So this is one thing that I had seen in the previous lives of the debate, the live telecast of the debate, that students actually get so pumped up that when the judges ask us the same question, we generally respond in a way that's quite aggressive. The tone is hard to get down. So one thing that I have made a rule is try to be as bold as you can in front of your opponent and as humble as you can in front of the judge. The judge is not there to demean you or bring you down. The judge is just there to test your patience in the debate and how you are able to answer with facts and be humble. Just be humble. The judge is, after all, he's the one or she's the one who's gonna give you the marks. You need not be aggressive towards them. Just be humble.
There for
Don't look at like they're your opponent. They're not
Okay.
your opponent. Right?
So that switch has to be maintained. Thank you so much, Khushi, for those insightful points that you have put forward. I guess everyone has noted down, all the participants here who are there, jotting down with their pens. Thank you so much, Khushi. Next, we have Advaita. Are you ready I have a few questions lined up for you, Advaita.
Yes, please shoot.
Okay. So first, as locution winner, I would ask, like, the institute gives a list of topics, right? It gives 5 to 7 topics, and all equally good. You will get lots of points for each one of them, and some would be political, some would be related to our subject. It's a lot. So they are strong and they're always relevant. So how do you pick that perfect topic that actually gives you all the points and feels to you? How do you decide on that one topic?
Right. So, as I had mentioned initially, it's important to play with the strengths. So, when it comes to picking a topic, it's extremely important that you pick one which you already have some either hands-on experience or some knowledge in. Obviously, you can find anything and everything on the internet. Obviously, ChatGPT will draft the best speech out there for you. But it's important that you integrate the competition's guidelines along with what are your strengths and knowledge. Because maybe you go for a topic which you feel that, okay, this topic is a bit different. Maybe judges will give me brownie points for it. And you ask ChatGPT to make a speech for you, to prepare a speech for you, or maybe you do your own research on the internet for it. But because you do not have any prior experience, or maybe your knowledge of the topic is not fair enough, when you reach to the question answer round, you will fumble. And as I had mentioned, the odds are so low that even a couple seconds of fumble gets you out of the competition. So it's really important that you play with your strengths in those regard. And as you mentioned, since there are a list of topics, there is definitely going to be some theme or some topic which you would relate to, connect to, or which you would feel that, okay, even impromptu, I can speak 10 points on it. So go for your instincts in those cases. Don't try to overkill it with what might work for the judges or what might work for the audience. It first has to work for you, and the rest will just come into place.
That's actually a good point. Go with your instinct and go with what works with you, not the judges and the audience. Good one. Advaita, since you mentioned ChatGPT, I have another one for you. So since this is the era of AI, basically, and as for locution, the judging criteria, content carries a huge chunk of the marks. And with the new AI in hand, no student lacks in content. All of them have all the facts, all of them have all the examples, all the recent scenarios, everything is there. So, how do you stand out when everyone's content is polished and perfect? What actually gives you the edge in this scenario?
See, there are a couple of things. I will connect it to my first answer as well. That it's important to see which topic you know of, because as you said that 50, as far as I remember, 50% of the marks out of the complete marking criteria, 50% of it is just for the in-depth knowledge and
Yeah.
coverage of the topic in your speech, right? And any topic which you pick up, there's going to be a vast expanse of knowledge. People are writing complete research papers about topics which are allotted to us and to speak within 10 minutes. So that is the big catch there. While ChatGPT will help you cover a lot of points, any AI tool or any blog or post on the internet will help you cover a lot on it. And Ilma, you must also remember this, that a lot of participants end up exceeding their time in an attempt to cover everything, or in an attempt to cover everything which they had written or prepared in their speech.
Yeah.
So it's important that while you focus on the criteria which can fetch you the most marks, it's important that you also bridge and integrate the other points and other factors around it. So you might cover every topic, but then you take 12 minutes in a 10-minute speech, so you are going to get a negative marking for it, and all your hard work will go to waste. So I feel that is where I personally felt I cracked the code. I covered a lot of things, and I had divided my speech into certain sections. And then instead of it just being a speech or just the narration of a research paper, I tried to make it more like an interactive PPT minus the PPT, basically. So you have pointers there. You are speaking two lines on those pointers, and then you elaborating a bit on what you personally feel that this is okay. This is the latest development. So try to elaborate on the latest development and just maybe skim through a couple of points, through a couple of bullet points on the larger externality of a particular topic.
True, Advaita. Like, one of the things that I have personally seen is, like, when students are using ChatGPT and other AI thing, what we end up with is same examples, same points and everyone has a repetition and you don't stand out. But as if you
Exactly.
said, like, choose a topic that you know, there are certain things that you know deep down that ChatGPT might not pick as important, but when you put it into perspective, it comes out to have a much greater impact.
Correct. Precisely.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Abeda. Just one last question for you. And this one is personally just towards your own, like, how did you do it? So in locution, you have to manage your pitch, voice modulation. So how do you put your decibel at that precise level that you're famous for at the moment? So please tell us, like, how do you do it so perfectly? Is there a trick?
I always laugh at this answer saying कि मैं बहुत बड़ा ड्रामेबाज हूँ तो आवाज तो अपने आप प्लस माइनस हो जाती है but if I have to divulge into my personal journey towards, let's say, achieving or towards honing the skill of voice modulation and developing a flow while giving any address, as I said, that every person should play by their strengths, and I have personally found this to be my strength. Be it voice modulation or be it knowing the flow of how to go about your speech. And how it happened was like it dates way back during my school days when I had developed a a flair for theater. And as you know, the very basic of theater is that you do not have a mic, so your voice must reach everyone in the audience, everyone in the hall. And apart from that, as you had mentioned during my video in introduction, that I am a singer as well, and singer requires you to manage your pitch too. So I feel my other passions in many way contribute towards my public speaking. And while acting didn't work out for me, I have used those theatric skills into public speaking now.
So the trick in Advaita's case is to act first, fail at it, and then go ahead and crack the code in elocution.
That's right. Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. Great. Thank you, Advaita, for those wonderful insights. And I'm
Thank you.
sure you're done telling me all those answers. Take a rest while we move on to Sham. Sham, are you there?
Yes,
Ready for your question back to back?
absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. So, Sham, what happened in pitch deck was your pitch was centered around a very strong social issue, the feminine health. So, what actually inspired you to choose this topic in the very first place?
First of all, many of our attendees may ask what is pitch deck and why did we take participate in this competition? In simple words, a pitch deck is just a small presentation where you explain your idea in very clear and impactful way. Usually, business people and startup used to show their plans to the investors. As a team, we choose a topic that was not just an innovative but was meaningful. The feminine health, which is often ignored and treated as a taboo that really bothered us. We felt this platform was the right opportunity to raise the awareness and get the voice in this issue.
Thank you so much, Sham. And actually, kind of inspirational that you found this topic and made this into such a big stage, actually. Came from Raipur, went all the way to nationals. And I think everyone is thankful for it. Moving on, the next question that I would like to ask you is, like in pitch deck, right? There are so many elements that matter: the visuals, the delivery, the originality, and most importantly, the feasibility of your idea. So, where do you think the judges place the most weightage? Like, was it the strength of your idea, or how you presented it, or how practical it was to actually implement? What made the judges attracted to yours?
In a pitch deck, every single thing matters. But let me share what is very important which made for us. First, choosing the topic. Because if you choose a topic doesn't connect with the people, so we spent hours in that ये idea work करेगा या connect करेगा कि नहीं करेगा. Second, the financial side. As a CA student, we know the simple truth कि एक बिजनेस तभी सक्सेसफुल हो सकता है जब वो पैसा कमा के दे और सस्टेनेबल हो. सो वी मेक श्योर दैट आवर आइडिया जस्ट इज नॉट जस्ट इंटरेस्टिंग बट ऑल्सो प्रैक्टिकल इन नंबर्स. थर्ड, आवर प्रॉप्स. ये थोड़ा फन पार्ट था. We actually created a prototype. We prepared an investor report and we also made an mobile application. These small touches made our pitch look clear and not just imagination. Fourth and the most important, the pitch itself. Because end of the day, the presentation is the king. Even the best idea can fail if it is not presented properly. And our PPT went throughout many changes, even that the day of the nationals. हर दिन कुछ ना कुछ ऐड करना, कुछ डिलीट करना, तो हर हर मोमेंट में इम्प्रूवमेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन द पेज डेक.
So from what heard from you, Sham, it is that presentation matters. Your idea matters too, but your idea might be very good, and if presentation is not up to the mark, we might lose it by a small chance, right? So we have to maintain our presentation skills and hone them, and make changes till the last moment. Keep working on it. That's a good answer. Thank you. One last question to you, Sham. Like, what I'm really curious is like this idea won at the nationals, right? So are you planning to take this forward as a startup or a real initiative, something like that?
Yes, definitely. We don't want to remain just an competition idea. We have discussed the possibilities like awareness drives, workshop, and even collaborating with the organizations and NGO. A startup is also in our mind, but we plan to move that direction once we complete our CA journey so that we can give it right focus and resources.
So Sham has covered all his bases. He's looking forward to starting it up. Yes, tied up with NGOs. Thank you, Sham. That was actually a good initiative. And this was all really thoughtful, honest, and all three of you, it was packed with insights. You know what strike to me was like all three of you have got completely different point of views over here, and from different mindsets to different methods, and given a one precise thing: play to your strengths, work hard, give your best, and keep trying. I think that was the gist of all three of you that you gave here. Thank you so much. So now we'll take this time to opening it up to the audience. If they have any questions, if they have anything that they would specifically like to ask the speakers over here. Questions from the audience. We'll give you 2 minutes to write them down. Until then, how did you feel, Sham? You mute, Sham.
Sorry, am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible.
So it's my first webinar, and I'm very thankful to the CICASA of CICASA of ICI and the dignitaries present here, CA Dhaval Kotari sir and Khan sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak here.
Thank you so much, Sham. Okay, there's a question for Sham. How to coordinate with team members? Since you are in pitch deck, right? It's a full team. You have three different people with different ideas, all strong, opinionated CA students. How do you manage that?
Yeah, like I said, the idea is very important. After choosing the idea, हमारे ग्रुप में 3 लोग थे, तो तीनों के एक बहुत ही अलग माइंडसेट था. तो तीनों के बीच में बहुत लड़ाइयाँ भी हुई, बहुत डिस्कशन भी हुआ, हर दिन पीपीटी में नए नए चेंजेस भी हुए और बहुत कुछ इम्प्रूव करना पड़ा. तो ये बहुत बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है कि अगर एक टीम इवेंट है तो टीम मैनेज करना सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है. तो उसके लिए अच्छा कोऑर्डिनेशन होना चाहिए. आपको जब भी आप एक टीम चूज कर रहे हो, तभी आपको चेक कर लेना चाहिए कि उस टीम के साथ आप कोऑर्डिनेट कर पा रहे हो या नहीं कर पा रहे हो. तो मैं ये बोलना चाहूंगा कि एट द टाइम ऑफ मेकिंग टीम, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हम ध्यान दें.
Thank you, Sham. My battery is actually low, so I'm looking for a point to set my charger at. Okay. We have another question, I believe. Let me check. There you go. Where was the question? We had a question. I'm looking for it. Whoever sent the question can send, like, drop a text again.
One thing, Ilma, just a second. Guys, one question that has been coming up again and again is Harjot Bhai should have also been there in today's webinar. I think Sham would be able to answer that question. It was the team reason, I guess, Sham, that you would be coming to represent from pitch deck. Could you answer it?
Yes, actually, Harjot is occupied in the studies. For that, he's having an attempt in January for the finals, so he's occupied and busy in the studies.
Okay, so Harjot is busy in the exams. That's why he chose not to speak and he sent his friend forward. That's nice. Okay, so the next question that we have over here is, how do you deal with setbacks like forgetting a point or losing your flow on stage? This is, I believe, for the debaters and these locution people to be more precise. What do you do when you do a mistake?
I think when you have actually studied the facts and not mugged them up, so you would not speak a wrong fact. That's what I believe. But if you forget something, कभी कभी ऐसा होता है that you actually had a good answer in your mind for some point, or at the moment you're not able to find the right words to speak for it. What I like to do is take a second, just take a second, give a blank expression, or just just take a time. You do not have to respond it directly. People get panicked और उसके बाद फिर वो स्टेज पे फंबल होने लगता है. उससे बेटर है take 2 seconds, think about it and then answer it. And even if you're forgetting a particular point, audience को नहीं पता है. If you have mugged up something, the audience does not know that what had to become after that. The audience has no idea कि तुमने क्या prepare किया था. So no matter the flow, even if you've forgotten something, just proceed with it. Just look confident, and I assure you nobody is going to notice.
Yeah, so like even I would like to weigh in here, even though I'm not the winner. But if you actually take your points, like if you know your content very well, missing a point should not be able to like make a difference in your confidence level. If it does, that means somewhere we have lacked in preparing of our content. So make sure that you have prepared your content well. So when you're speaking over there, if you miss one, you just have something else to say. No one knows what you have written, just like Kushi said. So it doesn't make a difference. So try your level best to maintain that. I think that should be fine. Do we have other questions from anyone else? I think this was very clear. Okay, looks like the audience is still reeling from all the information they got.
I guess
Hi,
there is a question.
Rishika has a question about
Yeah.
stage fright.
Yes.
Go on and answer.
Acha, okay. So I'll take this. See, stage fright is something which has not happened to me in the longest time, but it is something which you just do go through. It is something which you definitely do feel when you are taking the stage in your initial days. And a trick which was told to me by my mentor was that during those days you can take the podium. And I'll tell you why I'm particularly emphasizing on taking the podium. It's because usually you nervously either shake your leg or you the body language suggests that you're nervous when you have stage frights, but when you take the podium, it is not visible, believe me. To the audience, whether you're nervous, whether you're nervously shaking your leg, whether you're constantly tapping your feet, it is not visible to the audience. And you can more comfortably lean into the podium and deliver your address. That helps. Second thing which worked for me also was to speak slowly and maybe cover the stage, maybe walk on the stage a bit. Obviously, that depends on the very particulars of the competition, whether you're allowed to walk or not. That depends. But if there is no restriction in terms of covering the stage, in terms of walking and delivering your speech, that also helps in controlling your fright or anxiety while delivering or talking to an audience to a large extent as well.
Thank you, Advaita. I hope that was a good explanation enough for the students and everyone understood, because it made sense to me. Okay, so the next question that I have over here is from Diksha, and she says, what message would you give to students who feel this isn't for me? Who's
Hi.
taking?
Okay, okay.
Advaita, Kushi, who's taking it?
Kushi, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so see, this isn't for me is a sentence that I have quite heard a lot in my city. Okay, when I actually was going to represent Varanasi at regions for the first time, there were some seniors who actually told me that, all right, this isn't for us. We are from a small city. We don't have that much connections. We won't be able to, represent Varanasi in that good way. We don't have utte, means the branch is not preparing us that well for these opportunities. The bigger branches actually hold practice sessions for their students. So this isn't actually for us. Even if we win regionals, maybe nationals though is a very, a dream wala chase for us. That I have been told a lot of times. And when I did win, I brought the first nationals to home. I realized that this isn't for us. The statement is a very, myth. Whether you feel you are not prepared, whether you feel you won't be able to speak, or you feel you don't have enough connections, or you feel you don't have enough resources, the statement is just a myth. When you go on the stage and you start speaking, ऐसा हो सकता है कि you would realize कि oh God, the people who came before me were so good and I'm not able to live up to that expectation, and that's fine. The next time when you would go on that stage, as I said, you would be a little better version of yourself. And eventually that stage would belong to you. So the first thing that you have to do is erase this statement from your mind. This is not true, this is just a myth. And you will realize when you actually get on that stage. That's my take on that.
Thank you, Kushi. That actually is a good answer. First of all, that statement has to go from our mind. And second, we have to keep trying. This is not something that comes from the branch level, or it has to come from inside of you. And each one of us has potential. We just have to look for it. And if we stop before trying, then that's going to be an issue. So let's all try and make sure that everyone else also, our friends also, they participate and they start trying and becoming a part of it. Because just a pro tip, like at the side, even after all the competitions, the concerts, the music, the food, it's all really good. So give it a try for that at least. So we have another question here, and this is like, how do you feel before reaching nationals or before a competition? Like, what was your mindset? Were you excited? Were you nervous? Were you overthinking? What was your preparation level? What was this mindset right now? Who would like to take this one? Anyone? Advait, would you want to try?
Hi, I thought this was addressed towards the pitch deck competition, but I mean, I can give it a try. As far as mindset is concerned, to be very honest, my mindset was completely different at the branch level and completely different at the national level. When I participated at the branch level, I was not thinking of the national level, not just in terms of whether I can get there or not, but like also in terms of that, is it a big journey? There are going to be way too many good people, too many good participants, so on, so on, so on. So maybe the crux there is that you take it one level, one competition at a time. You first qualify for the branch, you then qualify for the regionals, and then you set your eyes on the nationals. To be very fair, when I had qualified for the nationals, I just had the gut feeling that I'm going to win it, that I'm going to win the top two. And maybe it's the triumph at the branch or the regional level that helps you prepare for it. I am a big believer of faking confidence and then working your way on achieving something. Like, तुमने आज बोल दिया कि हाँ हाँ पावर बीआई मेरे को अच्छे से आता है, even though you do not know what's power BI, and also you have to give a presentation about it. So invariably in the next 2 days you are going to be the master of power BI. Why? Because you have confidently given a commitment there. So I am a big personal believer in faking till you make it. You just fake your confidence that I can do this. You just fake your confidence. Yes, I can speak in front of 100 people. Yes, I can win the competition. And then you yourself and your fate make the way for it. So I think, yeah, that's about it. Like, obviously there's excitement, and there is nervousness. Honestly, you can give a speech, like you can be a veteran speaker, you could be speaking for 30-50 years of your life, yet you will have a certain hint of nervousness if you're dealing with a new crowd, if you're dealing with a new environment and so on. But it often doesn't creep in on those very moments when you're climbing the stairs and heading to speak on the stage, it goes away. The nervousness gets substituted with focus and excitement in most cases. But yes, you have to work your way through it. It's not going to happen overnight, and definitely don't overthink. There's nothing to overthink. Even if you do not get a physical trophy after delivering a 10-minute speech, the qualitative experiences and the qualitative development that you will go through is invaluable, and it cannot be substituted or validated with just a trophy. So do not worry at all.
Basically, it's a slow process. It will take a time. Take it step by step. And don't be disheartened if things don't go your way. Keep trying. That's the gist of it. But this question, as Advait said, was specifically asked for pitch deck competition. So, Sham, what are your insights? Since I guess the student wanted a glimpse of the insight of this pitch deck student. So, Sham.
Actually, we were very optimistic from the starting branch level because me and my partner Harjot have experienced multiple regional level before this pitch deck competition, and हमने तय कर लिया था कि ब्रांच लेवल के वक्त ही हमने सोच ही लिया था कि इस बार हम कुछ भी हो जाए कि रीजनल लेवल जीतना है। तो हमने ब्रांच लेवल के वक्त ही रीजनल लेवल की जैसी प्रिपरेशन चालू कर दी थी। तो जब जब ब्रांच लेवल जीतने के बाद, आप किसी भी एक लेवल जीतने के बाद एक मोटिवेशन आ जाता है कि अपने को आगे कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है। तो जैसे ही हम रीजनल लेवल जीते, तब तक हमने नहीं सोचा था कि नेशनल लेवल जीतने के बारे में कभी भी। लेकिन जैसे ही हम ब्रांच आए, हमको ब्रांच मेंबर्स हमारे दोस्त सभी हमारे लिए बहुत खुश थे, और हम उस हर लेवल क्लियर करने के बाद एक मोटिवेशन मिलता है कि आगे उस चीज के लिए प्रिपेयर करने के लिए। तो वहीं से फिर एक थिंकिंग है कि हम नेशनल लेवल को भी जीत सकते हैं। और जैसे ही कि हमारे सिटी रायपुर ब्रांच का नाम आगे आ रहा था, तो उससे एक अलग मोटिवेशन आ रही थी कि हम लोगों को आगे उस चीज के लिए करना है। और नर्वसनेस तो यार हमेशा आती है।
नर्वसनेस का कुछ नहीं है, वो सबको होता है। और बस वही है कि वी हैव टू स्टार्ट विद स्टेप बाय स्टेप ही चलना है और तैयारी करनी है। एंड ईच विन, ईच लर्निंग गिव्स यू कॉन्फिडेंस जो आपके पास पिछली बार नहीं होता है। सो यू कम बैक स्ट्रॉन्गर एवरी टाइम you go ahead a stage. Even if you go back a stage, the next time you're definitely going to do better. Speaking from personal experience and seeing people who are sitting there who have participated in multiple, like Sham said, before winning the nationals, he had participated in multiple regionals, right? That's how he reached. So it was a slow process, and all those regionals actually filled him with the confidence in nationals. And same goes with Fushia. I remember her being disappointed during her elocution last year and everything, but she found her thing and she did it. So it's a slow process, and we all do it one by one. So thank you.
I would like to actually,
Yeah.
thank you, Sham, for a wonderful answer. I would actually like to answer in a little targeted way to the question that what do we feel right before the nationals? I think excitement is a lot more than nervousness. Because when you're at national stage, so half of the students are actually feeling कि हाँ यहाँ आ गए, it is only a big deal in itself. So half of the students actually do not believe कि वो nationals जीत सकते हैं. This is what I saw in Jaipur. So excitement थोड़ी ज़्यादा होती है rather than nervousness. And उस excitement में I saw people actually playing, hanging around right before nationals, एक रात पहले. And I remember right outside my room, all my friends had gathered. Some of them had their competitions the day after because it was a 2-day event. But some did have the very next day. Or I had my presentation in the morning, the second presentation itself. And I know how tough it was for me to control myself to go out and hang around with them. And I had to sit inside and study till 3 in the morning. I was actually a little more excited to prepare for it. There's one thing that I felt कि लोग बोलते हैं ना कि I have prepared, एक रात पहले करके क्या ही हो जाएगा. Trust me, it makes a huge difference. It हो सकता है preparation में ज़्यादा help ना करे, but it boosts your confidence to a level ना, क्योंकि everybody was hanging around and I was here sitting inside preparing. So that gives you a confidence boost on stage. That's one thing that I actually learned at the nationals.
Even with Dhanbad regionals, what I saw was like everyone was enjoying till the afternoon. Everyone enjoyed, and the moment it struck like the night, like you went out in the hotel and the lobby, and everyone had their papers out. 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. So that made a difference because Dhanbad regionals was actually very tough to emerge as winner from there, and then nationals is truly exemplary. So these were the questions from the audience. Any other questions, guys? The speakers are actually going in depth and finding all the good things to say. And I enjoyed. What about you? Anyone else? Any questions? Or should we move on to the rapid fire round? DJ comes with his signature emojis. Any other questions, guys? Okay, so I guess the audience has tapped out with all the questions. So we can have this one thing, we can have a small rapid fire. I can ask you a few questions from my own side, and I hope that whatever is in the minds of the audience also gets covered in it. So we can go one by one. Mario. All right, so are the three speakers ready for the rapid fire? All right, so we have the first question for Advaita. Like, how many times did you rehearse your winning speech?
For the nationals?
Yes, we'll
Or
talk about your branch level. That was very different.
I think I did practice it a couple of times.
A couple?
Yeah, a couple.
Advaita is like that one Olympic shooter we had, no? Yeah, with just one specs, no other things, intimidating everyone else.
Yeah, actually, I and Udit, in fact, we both were intimidating everyone else, not because we were prepared, but because we looked prepared. We both were never seen preparing for the speech as such. But I'm glad it worked out for the better. As I said, कि overthink नहीं करना है. Speech आ गई है तो अब आ गई है. 3 बार और में कुछ हो नहीं पाएगा. So yeah, a couple of times.
Take it till you make it.
Exactly.
Great. Okay, Sham, the question for you. Like, what took more time? Was it building the idea or building the deck?
Building the deck, because the idea was strong, but packaging it took time.
True, the presentation and the tweaks in the PPT is what took time, right? Okay. Kushi, like the topics in these fields, right? They're usually easier. Like, what is better for you, in your opinion? Like taking a general topic, a topic that is aligned to the CA curriculum. What is easier in your sense for the students to take up? Or would you like to connect this with Advaita's answer? Like, do what you know best, no matter where it's coming from.
See, when these questions, these topics actually popped up in our emails, I was a little inclined towards taking a political one. Ilma knows it. So, but when I discussed it with my father, I usually go up to my parents for every second or third thing. So my father replied to me one thing, that when you are debating, it should look that you are actually believing in what you are speaking at stage. Don't go for something which is looking, publicly correct or looking good for the fame. Go for something which you truly feel is actually correct. Only then you would be able to speak with, conviction on stage. So first of all, you have to believe in topic when you are debating for it. You're not preparing a speech like an elocution or essay that you would go through it, favor or against दोनों points jot down कर दिए. You do not have to do that. You need to speak for one part. So you need to choose a topic, whether from the CA curriculum or from other topics that are given, whether be it political or environmental. We had a lot of topics that were connected to the green technology. Choose any topic, but you should actually truly believe in what you are debating in favor of. Only then you would be able to convince the audience and judges.
Okay, thank you, Kushi. Sham, this one's for you. What's harder, CA mock test exams or your live Q&A with the judges? What's harder?
Obviously, CA mock test. Nothing can beat that pressure.
That's a clear-cut answer right there. All right. Next question, Advait. Like, one thing that you noticed among all of your fellow students who gave the locution speeches, like, what do you think that's one thing that the CA students need to stop doing in their speeches that they do?
Being too theoretical, to be very honest.
Okay.
हम लोग ऑलरेडी काफी पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं तो थोड़ा थ्योरी अवॉइड करो स्पीच में.
when you say avoid theory, like how do you fill up? Like
See, I'll tell you
elaborate
what I mean.
further.
Usually what happens in speeches is that you have too much information, and you are in a race to deliver all of that information in a certain time frame. There is only a certain reception which the judges and the audience have towards the amount of knowledge and information that they can take from you in 7 to 10 minutes. आप स्ट्रीमलाइन करो, आपको किस चीज़ पे बात करना है, आप इम्प्रोवाइज करो in terms of audience interactions. For example, each of my speech at the branch, regional, at national level, after giving a premise of my topic, it had an audience interaction. Even at the final level, I had so my topic revolved around MOUs. So I had prepared a humorous draft MOU which I shared with the audience that go through this MOU and stuff like that. Make it something which either catches the eye or make it something which makes the audience go, oh, so what are they up to now? Like, it should not to be another lecture.
That's a good point. Something that I should learn from. Specifically, thank you, Advaita. Khushi, I think you already answered this one question that I had. And so, what is the one thing, like, how have you personally dealt with losing in the past and then coming back stronger? Khushi, are you there?
Yeah. Okay. So as I said that when I lost now for the first time at regionals, I actually felt very heartbroken. You know, it's easy to say कि हाँ ठीक है चलता है. And I've seen my friends which have actually participated in 4 or 5 regional levels and have lost, take it a lot better than I do. Because when I lost for the first time, everybody was telling me, "अरे हमारा तो पांचवा है, हमारा तो छठा है that we have lost, and you are getting disheartened at the very first one." So अभी तो शुरू है, अभी तो it's a long road, and I felt very heartbroken because I felt that I did belong for the on the national stage, and I think losing is something that you have to learn from. I've seen a lot of people who lost and then they started blaming the system. They started blaming, a lot of circumstances. They started putting forward that a lot of things were not in their favor, the environment maybe, and everything. I believe the only thing that you should do after losing is jot down what you feel went wrong. What you feel went wrong by your side, not your surroundings. Surroundings is something that you cannot control. किसी की home branch पे regionals would be conducted and that person would be able to prepare so much better. Maybe you would feel कि because तुम्हारी home branch पे regionals है, you could not prepare that good. So you cannot blame the surroundings. You, after losing, you need to jot down all the points that went wrong on your part and try not to make the same mistake the next time. Take it from me. Once you start doing that, एक loop you will see, एक jump you will see in your performance in the very next NTS. That's one thing I do to cope up with losing.
Thank you, Khushi. That actually made a lot of sense, honestly. One last question for you, Sham. After this, I will not disturb you, I promise. Okay. The question is like, what were you like personally when it comes to you? What were you more nervous about? Was it your idea, or about like what was the idea being judged or the delivery of it? Were you confident about the delivery or the idea? What was more there?
Honestly, the delivery. We were very confident with our idea. We have prepared a prototype, an investor report, and also we have prepared a mobile application. These small extraordinary things also add some extra points to our pitch because we were very confident with our topic. So I were very nervous for the delivery.
The delivery is what was what required a lot of attention from your side. Okay, thank you so much, Sham. Okay, so I guess we can go ahead and ask our last question to who do we go for? Does the audience have a specific answer over here? Anyone from the audience? Anything that has to be done? No, audience is tapped out with all the information that the panelists gave. All right. I think I'll ask the last question to Dwayne. Like, I believe I truly believe that I know the answer for this. That if you had to give a speech with zero preparation, would you be able to?
Yes.
Yes, without a speck of.
Yes. Whether it would be a winning speech, whether it would be one where I make a fool of myself, that is up for debate. But yes, I can definitely speak extempore on whatever topic is given to me, and that is one of the advantages of being a professional yapper. You can you can speak impromptu, but yeah, the short answer is yes. But whether it would be at par with what I've delivered in terms of of my prepared speeches at the national or regional levels, I don't think so. That requires preparation. You can't win without preparation. So, uh, in the wider horizon, a no, but simply a yes. That yes, I can just randomly give a speech.
I guess what Advaita's points were like, one last thing that he said is that no matter how gifted you are with your yapping skills or your voice modulation skills and drama skills, you need preparation to win. But
Definitely.
you don't need that level of preparation to come and stand. For that, you just need a push to yourself.
I think that's the benefit of being an extrovert. When you're an extrovert, that actually comes up naturally to you. I've been told a couple of times that you are able to talk to anybody so easily, and that's the reason you are able to speak confidently on stage. And I believe it is something that actually pushes you. But to all the introverts out there, I have seen people shifting in a very short moment of time to an extrovert personality, and I'm pretty sure everybody can do that if they actually give it a shot.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, one thing that I feel like introvert and extrovert, a lot of us don't know that we are extroverts until unless we come forward and put ourselves in the situations. So test
Start
the
talking to strangers. Start talking to strangers.
Start
That's
talking
the
to
first
strangers
step.
when you go for regionals, or if you go to branch level, you don't know everyone at branch level also. So when you go there, talk to everyone. You will find different ways. At the very least, you'll get to know different teachers who teach subjects nicely, better than the ones that you already know. That is the least benefit that you'll get. So there's always benefits to talking to others, and it will help you out. So test the waters, go for it. And we have another question. The audience is apparently not tapped out. We have a question specifically for Sham. Like, how did you decide that your idea is viable and is totally addressable to the market for your total addressable market for your product? Like, how did you do that?
As I said, the idea is the most important part in the pitch deck, and we make very much research before the choosing our idea, and our idea was very. I think this was the best idea we can choose.
So Sham goes like, we were just confident. This came from within. We were just confident for it and we went for it. There was no further calibrations or anything else required. We knew it would work. Because honestly, Sham's idea was very people centric. As a fellow woman myself, and I believe Khushi over here in the panel, we do accept that it's something that everyone faces, and it's something that connected to the literally 50% of the demographic. So
we do. I was a live viewer of the presentation, and trust me, the audience was actually moved by the idea, the way they presented, the stigma around the periods. It actually moved the audience a little bit. And there was a joke in the comment section that Sham did BTech from Jodhpur. So they actually played a very good, drama act on the stage. They presented the idea very well. Sham was actually nervous about the delivery, but they shouldn't have. The delivery was quite good. That's what I believe.
So even the idea behind the delivery was very good.
Exactly.
Okay, we have another questions, which is again to Sham. Sham, you're famous. Next question is, since we are in finance background, did you take help from someone else for app development? Sham.
Yes, we took the help of AI for the app development.
AI for the win, guys. AI is what got you here. There is another question. How Sham sir was able to decide he want to enter this segment? Similar products? Like, okay, that's a big question. How did you decide that this is the segment that you want to? I believe we have covered this part. Like, this idea is definitely very segmented. Like, it's there for the half of the demographics, and there are a lot of stigma around it. So, like, one question that the part of the question was, how is your product different from the others?
Yes, I agree with the DJ that similar products are available in the market. But we believe for every Paytm there is a phone pay. For every Ola there is a Uber. So and the market is very large, which is untapped till now. So we thought that we can do it.
True, there are a lot of options and we can always improve. All right, thank you so much, everyone. I guess everyone is ready and we will have to stop taking questions now because the time is up. Just one last question is there, so we'll take this and we'll wind up right now. They start blaming her. Do you guys think there is some logical points or okay? I think Khushi already answered that question. And which was basically that no matter what the outer circumstances are, we have to focus on ourselves. Most of the times when we lack, we try to overcome them by using different scenarios and different excuses to give ourselves. So personally, I believe that it is us who's lacking and we blame it on the other external circumstances, but it was generally pointed towards the winners. So could one of you take this in a really short
I would
answer?
like to answer it. Being in CICASA committee, I've got so many queries after the competitions. See, the view of the judges matter the most in these competitions. You might feel that in debate you wanted it to keep very subtle. You did not want to be bold. You did not want to cut the other person's point. But maybe the judges wanted you to be a little dominant on stage. Maybe they were looking कि rebuttal में was able to take up most of the time. Some judges believe that elocution is about कि 10 minute में how much information about the topic you can present it to us. Some judges focus entirely on voice modulation. It actually depends on the three judges sitting over there. You cannot, in every NTS, the kind of winners that emerge would have certain different qualities. You cannot expect the same kind of person to be the winner again and again. Again, I'm mentioning to you, I felt it when I lost at elocution, and you really need to look at the points that you are actually lacking in. And you'll realize कि ऐसा कुछ भी circumstances पे blame करने के लिए नहीं है. You can actually work and get to the point where you actually win it. That's about it.
Yeah, I want to add something.
Yeah.
एक पर्टिकुलर एग्जाम्स जो मैंने दिया उसमें मेरे मार्क्स कम आए, तो मैं क्या करूँगा, जो मेरे एग्जामिनर थे उन्होंने कॉपी ढंग से चेक नहीं करी, और ये हमेशा ऐसा ही होगा। एक पर्टिकुलर फ्रेज है हिंदी में, भाग लो, आइदर पार्टिसिपेट और रन अवे। इट्स अप टू यू whether you want to participate in the event or you want to run from the event. I think we have taken all the questions, and really thankful to Ilma for moderating this event very smoothly.
Thank you, sir.
Thankful to all the three participants, or all the three speakers, all the NTS winner. Now one is going to be member soon.
Thank you, sir, for giving us this wonderful opportunity.
Yes, I think we may conclude this session. And all the best to all the participants who are participating in NTS, upcoming NTS, and most probably we'll see the new winners
Soon enough.
Yeah. Over to you, Ilma.
Yeah, so now I guess we'll be winding up our session. Thank you, everyone, the winners, the speakers, excellent insights. We all took a lot of learning from you people. Thank you, Dhaval sir. Thank you, Ankur sir, for being here and giving us this platform. And to all the students who came here and heard, you were a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. Remember, these events are just not celebrations, they are your launch pads. So keep striving, keep showing up, and maybe, just maybe, it might be you in the panel next time, not just as a mere participant. So thank you everyone for joining, and that would be it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Answer na end कर दो।